Alright guys, so here we are back again with part 2. Not piece 2. So we're going to pop this bad boy together, see what we can get accomplished in what kind of amount of time. Now I've gone through and I've already kind of pre-marked some of my spots with a Sharpie dot. What I like to do is I like to start off with a small drill bit like such. Don't worry, I wiped. It's from freaking Choco Taco. So I've gone through and I've kind of pre-marked my spots. I like to use a small drill bit to start off with. And I'm having to look over the mic, through the camera, and in to do this. But because the smaller drill bit bites in real good, so it gives you a nice pilot hole. Now, as you saw in the last video, I was having problems with this popping off. I decided just to go ahead and put a 3mm or 1/8 inch, however you want to look at it, magnet in. What in the hell? See, everything decides to go wrong when I actually have the camera on. So I don't have to go deep because they're not very big. So I only have a few. So you just kind of eyeball how deep they're going to be. Good. Alright, so, and here's something I know that I've discussed before. My handy metallic ruler. Always lay out your magnets. I peel them off on one end. You can pre-mark them, but I don't always do that. I mean, pre-mark them as in like mark ones, put it on the bottom of the stack. So always mark your magnets. That way you know what side's positive, what side's negative. So to start off with, let's get our handy dandy super glue, just regular old super glue, Instacure. And I'm just gonna maybe put a drop in there because that's pretty much all that I need. And same way over here. Now so that one's in. We're just going to set that one to the side for a second. Now this one, what do we got? We got no mark on this side. So we want to take this magnet, flip it over. I said flip it over. So that the side that you're going to be putting into the other side is going to be your silver. So that when it's in, your marked side is out. If that makes sense. So we're going to just pop that one in. And then I'm going to use a toothpick just to hold it in its spot. Make sure and press it down where it's nice and flat in there. And that piece we're going to set to the side. That piece is done. And let us see. So what I do is once I get one side basically laid out, I'll use it as the template for the other side. So we've got This side that's already done. We'll set it to the side. We've got this one that we just did. We'll set that to the side. That's going to be a hindrance. You can see there's a nub there, so I'm just going to kind of hit that with file. Okay, so let's get our matching points. Get these out of the way. These I'll show you a handy trick, because as you can see, I don't know if you can see or not. The magnet is smaller than the hole. You can see. Yeah, you can see the magnet is smaller than the hole, but this one, the magnet's bigger than the hole. So I had to drill out this one, put that one in. This one, we did some finagling. I did some finagling, and I'll show you what I did with that. So on this one, to match that, we're going to use the same magnets, the smaller ones, 1/8 inch. So let us do our pre-drill holes. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this oddball building. I know myself, I do better watching something being done. But like, I don't have any music background or anything like that, so all right. So you just want to gently make it big enough for your magnet. Okay, so what do we got next? Let's take our shoulder piece. Let's get this one out. Alright, so we've got this one. You can see we've got the magnets there, so we're just going to, again, match up. I just realized I'm not even on camera while drilling. Hand drilling. Sorry. Alright, so there's that one. I might as well just do all these holes. Now, a lot of people end up asking me why I don't use like a Dremel. I have one. It has a foot pedal. I can control the speed and everything else. I like doing a lot of things by hand because I have more control over it. Now this back piece, this is, and I'm actually going to do it on both. It was an afterthought after I did the last video because that was irritating me, that shoulder pad kept falling off. And this is probably just, it's probably going to get all prepped and everything and then shelved for a while, maybe primed, but pretty much just shelved. So and this is the most fun part for me in building with resin, is figuring out ways and different ways of putting things together. I know a lot of people, you know, they use pins and rods and all kinds of things, and I do too, to a point, but I really like using the magnet option. It is more expensive. Yeah, I could use, you know, brass rod, even coat hanger works well. I could use that, but like on these arms, it's not really feasible because they're hanging down. So even if you put the rod in for support, it's not going to sit there. You'd have to glue it or epoxy it because it just slip right out due to, well, gravity. With the magnets, they're actually sticking to each other, so it doesn't really matter what the gravity is. What matters is how much weight is on them. And that's where it comes into bigger ones and the stronger strengths. And you do not want to see the floor by my feet right now because it is just littered with resin shavings. Okay, so there are those. Might as well do these two while I'm here. So I don't have a EDD moment and just keep moving on. And now these I will end up hitting with a 1/4 inch drill bit because that's what size magnets will be going in there. Alright, so to start off with, I will need 4 magnets. Get some of these resin shavings off of here into my lap because that's an appropriate place. Alright, so I will need 4 of these, so we'll peel off 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So mark, 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 mark. So we'll do these first. Get the super glue, super glue, super glue. X-Acto knife. Clean off this tip. All right. If you guys are interested or wanting to see more videos on my other collectible stuff, whether it be my statues, my hot toys, things like that, definitely leave a comment down in the bottom. I have a Captain America First Avenger that I want to do a review on. I have Roadblock from Retaliation that I want to do a review on. So I have a couple, not too many because I'm just starting collecting them. So I am thinking about getting rid of the workshop, the Tony Stark workshop, and trading it off for like a DX, 12, 11, 12, 13, something like that. Something a little more practical size-wise. Just because it is. I love it. It is one of my favorite figures. And I know before when I've talked about like Iron Man, things like that, I kind of was talking smack on Iron Man. Don't get me wrong. I love the Iron Man suit. I think 42 is a bit excessive. Yeah. But on the other hand, pop it up. But on the other hand, and you know, they can make a lot of them. You know, I understand that each one's like hand painted and everything, but you know, there can be a lot of them done. The ones that have the head sculpt, like the Tony Stark head sculpt, things like that, those I have a lot more respect for, and I shouldn't say respect, I like them a lot more because they have the likeness portrait with them. Another one of my favorite things is ones that have, I guess you'd call it, they're like miniature premium formats. They're mixed media. They have cloth and everything else with them. And to me, that's really cool because you can see the stitching, the individual stitches and rivets and things like that. And to me, that really fascinates me. Okay. So there's that. Plot out here what I've got. Now I've already kind of got my magnets already lined up here, in accordance to what I've already laid out in the body. So let me think here. Let me think. Okay, well, first things first. Yes, we gotta break out the drill because I don't have a hand bit that big. Okay, so these we're going to get to the side. We'll put one over here, one over there. Get super glue out of the way. And I don't know if you guys want to see this or even hear it. That. Should be deep enough. Zeta-C. Oh yeah, that's deep enough. Deep enough for your mama. Let's see here. Sorry, that was inappropriate, but I don't really care. It's like almost midnight. All right. So, I'm just going to do it this way. Now, on this, I need to do a pilot hole. A pilot hole. And this is why I usually do the smaller pilot hole, because it gives the bigger bit something to grab hold of. Plus, it doesn't help. I'm having to go deeper with this one. And this one I'm not doing on camera because so that one I just drilled completely through, which was intentional. All right. So on this one, I want to put that magnet in there. So we're just gonna put some glue, and the magnet's in there. Ta-da! This one we're just gonna kind of hit. Oh yeah, it helps if I'm not trying to shove it all the way through. Alright, that'll work. Is this fine? Do I have enough room to slap that in there? I do. So, this might get a little tricky. What I'm going to do is, one, make sure I got everything pointed the right direction, because I do not want to have to drill this out. Put a nice coating of glue in there. Make sure I'm pointing my magnets in the right directions. Slip that in like so. And where now you want to use something like a toothpick or something in there, just because it's going to, you know, it's non-magnetic, so. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a drop on the edge there, and I want it to feed in and feed into that crack. I'm going to take the tip of the toothpick now. You can't see it off camera, but here you can kind of see it. So I've got my baking soda container over there, and get my little puff brush here. Make sure we didn't screw up. See? There we go. Perfect. So that's going to go good. Next up, might as well work my way down. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I did with these shoulders, just in case I get cut short on time. So what I did is I used a couple of these quarter now what I want to do is, where is this piece? I want to make sure, because it would be really ugly if we had them in the wrong direction and it was shooting the shoulder pads off. So what I did is, on the ones that are already in here, so these are unmarked. So what I want to do, face up, face up. All right. Mark, 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 mark. Now on these pieces, we're just going to, again, just thin coat of glue around. And slide it in, slide it off, and that. And what else have we got here? That's all good. So let me drill out these so that they will fit in there. I don't have to go all the way, just part. Okay, that'll work good. Where's my other one? Going to go good. So we want to make sure, where is our other piece? That's going to fit in there good. All right. Now we want to make sure I have learned always to try, I will use the word try to make sure that everything is all facing in the right direction. Because even I will make mistakes, and I did one last night and had to drill it out and fix it. And not that it's hard, but it's time consuming. You have to stop your train of thought on what you're doing. And it's not always fun. Alright, so those magnets are in there. Now the magnets I want to put into here, I want to flip these two over. Actually, I want to flip over all four. So on this one, again, some glue. Some glue. And we're just going to pop that on, slide it off, pop it on, slide it off. Now this one I got a little more of a gap, so we're going to want to fill that. And then we're just going to dip in our powder over here. And because I couldn't see it, shoved my finger into a bucket of Phoenix parts, which are now in the powder. Good times, good times. Oh, fuck out of there. Well, and that concludes. No. That's why I love doing the vids for you guys, because I wish there was more out there for me to watch. Because I really enjoy watching other people build and do stuff. But it can be time consuming, and just trying to not screw things up and get things right and blah 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 blah. Okay, now for the really interesting part, and for this we're going to need a couple pieces of plastic, and for that I'm going to use whatever this was from, because it was just laying on the floor. Alright, I don't need it to be that thick, so we're going to cut it down. Alright, so on here, see if you guys can see that. So I have I have my metal down, I have plastic, then I have the magnet, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the magnet inside. Let's see if I can do this over, through, around the camera. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to fill in the gap around the magnet. And then take my powder, dump it in, and then proceed to slide the metal piece off. Now, while that's still softish in there, I'm going to push that down because it wasn't flush. And I'm going to peel the plastic off. I'm going to try and get as much of the excess glue off as I can. Sprinkle some more baking soda crack on there. And then dip again. And you guys just, I don't know if that showed on camera or not. I was trying to hurry before it decided to try and get away. So basically what you're left with is a pile of powder on your desk. That's now on my phone in my lab. And we filled in the gap around the magnet. I'm sure I will have to do a little cleanup on that, but I'm going to let that sit and cure. Now on my other one, we'll get that out of the way. This one, we're going to repeat the process. So let's sit for a second and just slide that out. Now, one of the things before you start thinking, oh, I want us to get into resin, and I want to do this, I want to do that, just know this is a messy ass hobby. Okay, there's no two ways about it. Whether you do it my style or you're just dealing with straight up resin, it's going to be messy. You have resin dust and powder and yada yada yada. So is this going to be perfect? No, not right now. but I will clean up and do whatever finalized touches that need to be done later on. So we get those out of the way. But I thought you guys might enjoy seeing the crazy process. Crazy process. Let's see. How does this fit, by the way? So that one in there, that fits good. We've got that piece that's going to go in there. And where's my other piece? Oh, it's in my hand. Duh. Actually, I think I have that on wrong. Like so. And get the hell in there. Oh, there's a bleb. Okay. So we'll just use our knife. Knock out that little bleb. Try to remember where we parked the car. Pop that in. Alright. And we'll do the test light up. That side goes good. I think that's not the new side, that's the new side. A little tight, but it's going to go good, and I need to let those sit overnight and cure it completely before doing that. All right. And where are we? All right. So we're going to do the elbow joint next. And this is going a lot longer than I was expecting, and I'm really sorry, guys. And for some reason, it feels like it's like 8,000 degrees in this room, mainly because the door is closed. All right, so we'll do our pilot holes. One. Pilot hole 2. What do we got next here? We've got this one. Remember, as usual, guys, down below is the monthly discount code with a link to K&J Magnetics. And as soon as I get the discount codes from them, I try and post it up so it updates you guys. And I appreciate any purchases that you guys do through the link that's at the bottom, so that helps me out in the long run. I don't have any, really true sponsors or anything. Almost everything that I get and I've gotten comes out of my own pocket. Not that I mind, but it would be really awesome to have a sponsor that sends me stuff. Where am I? Okay. So, trying to figure out how to. Oh, best way to do this is the left, right? Okay. That I do need is the guy. Alright, so we'll mark all of these. By the way, whoever gave me this, thank you very much. Even though, like, you kind of stole my Asuka and a couple of other figures. Never paid for them, but you sent me a care package, and that was in there, and that's probably the most useful, valuable thing that I got out of the whole thing. Let's see here. If that's the person I'm thinking of. Someone did a shady deal and burned me on my Asuka 2.0. Let's see here. So now we'll do our big holes here. So, starting off with, we'll get that out of there because that's irritating me. Make sure I line up the elbow right. Make sure I've got it in there right. Yep, okay. So for that, stick our glue. On the other side, we're going to want to flip that. And then for that bottom one, let's see. These do go a lot faster once you've done one side and you already have an idea of what you have to look forward to. Alright, so there's that, and that. So those are pretty much done. And I think that's almost it, except for these guys. And these I will, I'll show you guys in another vid, because I'll just do one different. These were kind of tricky, and I need some space to do some maneuvering around on these. Alright guys, so, and that's already 45 minutes, which is a lot longer than I was expecting it to take. But let me slap together what we have so far. So on here, we have that. We're going to have that. We're going to have that, nice and solid. We're going to have that. We're going to have that. We're going to have, these are just loose because, like I said, I want to make sure that these cure well overnight because there's so much glue in there. So we've got that, and of course, you know, you've got this piece that's going to hang up here, and then those. So you've pretty much hung out with me enough to get an idea of the madness. Alright guys, I'm out. Everyone have a great night. I will do an update vid for tomorrow, just showing the whole thing as far as, except for the head. Of course I haven't done the head, and I have to do the backpack. But that's it for tonight. I hope you guys all enjoy. Leave your comments, give a like, a dislike, you know, rate, subscribe, blah 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 blah, all that other good stuff. I will talk to you all later. Peace out.